Hello, Simon Bruce Miller here from Uber Luxe Safaris, DMC in Rwanda. Here on the Visit Rwanda stand at ILTM Cannes. I've done this show for many years, always with Rwanda and the support of the RDB and Visit Rwanda. And honestly, as a private sector company, this show wouldn't be feasible without the support of Visit Rwanda. So very honored to be on the stand. What I've found most interesting about this show this year is, for the first time in about 8 years, there's a genuine knowledge of Rwanda. Rwanda is definitely on the radar of the travel trade. Those that are selling Africa, whether they've sold Rwanda or not, have it in their portfolio. They know the country, they know the itinerary in its basic form already. They're asking more in-depth questions. They're starting to understand what the differences are, particularly in guerrilla tourism, between Uganda and Rwanda. No longer are we receiving so much the questions around why is the price difference so much. They recognize the difference now, and that's really important. They're also recognizing the importance of the human story of Rwanda, the journey from genocide to modern Rwanda today. And that is quite impressive to see. You know, if we went back 5 years, it was still very much explaining why people should go to Rwanda. They knew about guerrillas, but now they know more. ILTM as a show, particularly ILTM Cannes, is a really important show. It's timing in the calendar, early December. It's the last show before Christmas, particularly for the European market and a lot of the US market. As a result, a lot of the attendees here at buyer level and exhibitor level are here at a very senior level. You're talking the owners, the CEOs, the managing directors. They're as much here to network with people they know and do business with all the time as they are to celebrate the year's hard work. It makes for a really rich environment with some really positive meetings where you're having the bigger picture discussions and the longer term discussions about business than you would necessarily at some of the other shows throughout the year. So it's a really important show. It's a really positive show. It's one of the more expensive shows on the circuit. And again, I come back to it, as a private sector, individual companies, we simply wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to justify it. So it's thanks to the Visit Rwanda support that we can do that. And long may it continue, because Rwanda is going from strength to strength. So I think one of the keys to ILTM as well is you're only dealing B2B here. So we're really dealing with the serious travel trade. Many of these shows, you get a very high proportion of travel agents versus tour operators. Here you're seeing a good mix of both. The travel agents who are here are serious, solid business, and the tour operators who are here are seriously selling Africa already. The matching system on the appointments is pretty good. It's never perfect in these trade shows, but I would say 80-90% of the meetings you're dealing with here are very relevant, particularly to the African market. So the buyers we meet here at ILTM Cannes are very established luxury sellers of tourism. They understand luxury product. They generally sell globally. I guess what we convey, particularly as a DMC in this sort of meeting to them, is not so much promoting ourselves as a DMC. The DMC is simply the mechanism or the vehicle of facilitating their Rwanda trip for their guests. What we're promoting here is Rwanda as a destination. What many people miss in the tourism industry is when Rwanda is being put forward as a destination in a quote from many of these buyers. It's being put forward as one of, say, 3 options, and it might be up against Australia and Argentina in the same quote, or Costa Rica and Sri Lanka. So a lot of the time they're putting multiple options in front of their clients, and it's that first bite. It's about giving them a hook as to why Rwanda. Now, why Rwanda? The most critical aspect of that comes down right now to human connection. It comes down to the human story of Rwanda. They know the gorillas are there, they know Akagera's there, they know Kigali's there, they know Nyungwe's there. What they're looking for is, what is the intangible element? And this is where Rwanda's environment right now is quite key, because not only have you got that deep human story that they can connect with, Rwanda is offering an immersive itinerary that is quite unusual for Africa, which generally has fantastic tourism product, fantastic itineraries, but can be quite observational and quite hands-off. Rwanda is offering an opportunity for guests to really get under the skin of a culture and a human story. So that's what we push quite heavily. From a DMC perspective, we're doing a very, very soft sell. Some of these buyers can take 5 to 7 years to come across to you as an individual company. Most of them have very, very strong links to Africa. They have very established supplier links. What you're not trying to do is take them away from good relationships they already have. That's a short-term win. You're looking very long-term. Many of these buyers I've met over the past 8 years, maybe 7, 8 times. Many of them I've known for 15 years. It's a soft trust relationship that is built, and when the timing's right, they will give you a go and they'll move over. And that's where you can keep that relationship, so long as you don't mess up, for 20 years. So it's a long-term vision that we do here.